Hey coin collectors and history enthusiasts! Welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. In today's video, we're going to uncover one of the most exciting finds in the world of numismatics, the 1949 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Believe it or not, this little coin has an incredible market value that might just blow your mind. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our future coin explorations. Now, let's talk about this beautiful coin, the 1949 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, and how it can be worth as much as $1.9 million. Yes, you heard that right, a penny worth nearly $2 million. But what makes this coin so special? Let's dive in and find out. First, let's take a quick step back in time. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a historical figure, and it became an instant classic. By 1949, the penny had already been circulating for several decades. But in that year, an interesting rarity was born, the 1949 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. In 1949, the U.S. Mint was primarily producing pennies in Philadelphia. Normally, these coins would have a mint mark, either D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But some pennies, like this 1949 coin, came without a mint mark. This omission wasn't intentional, but it created a huge opportunity for collectors down the road. Now, you might be wondering, why is this coin so rare? Well, let's break it down. During the 1949 production year, most pennies had mint marks to indicate where they were made. However, a few of the pennies produced at the Philadelphia Mint didn't carry a mint mark. These coins were overlooked at first, but over time, collectors began to realize how scarce they were. Today, this error coin is one of the most coveted pennies for serious collectors. A standard 1949 penny, in good condition, is worth just a few cents. But a 1949 penny with no mint mark can sell for thousands of dollars, and in some cases, it can be worth even more. So, why exactly is the 1949 no mint mark penny worth so much? The short answer: rarity, condition, and the rich history behind it. Only a small number of these no mint mark pennies were ever made, making them extremely rare. And when it comes to rare coins, the rule of thumb is, the rarer the coin, the higher the value. One of these rare 1949 no mint mark pennies recently sold for an astounding $1.9 million at a high-end coin auction. It wasn't just any 1949 penny, though, it was in pristine condition, graded MS 67 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, or PCGS. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. An MS 67 is a nearly flawless coin, with sharp details and a brilliant finish. Now, if you think you might have a 1949 no mint mark penny hiding in your collection, let's go over how to identify it and check its value. First, inspect the obverse side, the front of the coin, where you'll see Abraham Lincoln's portrait. On most coins, you'll find a mint mark just below the date, but not on this one. Next, you'll want to check the condition of the coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being the highest grade. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A coin in poor condition might only be worth a few dollars, but a coin in excellent condition, like the one that fetched $1.9 million, can be worth a small fortune. Prices for rare coins like the 1949 no mint mark penny have been steadily increasing. In recent years, collectors and investors alike have flocked to the market to find these coins, driving the prices up. If you're thinking about adding one to your collection, it's important to stay informed and keep an eye on market trends. When buying or selling rare coins, always make sure to work with reputable dealers or auction houses. They can help you determine the authenticity and condition of the coin, ensuring you get the best value for your investment. So, there you have it. The 1949 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that started out as a small error and became a major jackpot for collectors. If you happen to come across one, it might just be your ticket to a life-changing windfall. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin stories and tips, and hit that like button if you learned something new today. 1972 Lincoln Penny with no mint mark. You may have heard of it, but did you know it's worth a staggering $1.8 million? Stay tuned as we unravel the mystery of this coin and its incredible value. First, let's set the stage. The 1972 Lincoln Penny is part of the Familiar series that was first struck in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Fast forward to 1972, and we're seeing the same iconic design of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse and the bust of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. But wait, the twist in this story isn't the design, but rather the minting process. You see, in 1972, most pennies came from the Philadelphia Mint with the standard no mint mark designation, but there's one crucial thing you need to know. Normally, the United States Mint marks the coin struck in Philadelphia with no mint mark, while those made in Denver get a D, and coins made in San Francisco carry the S. But, in 1972, there was something unusual. There's a rare error penny from Philadelphia, with a distinctive feature, an off-center minting error. This small flaw made its way into the hands of collectors and, over time, it became one of the most coveted coins in modern numismatics. The minting error on these pennies is what sets them apart, and this particular flaw is where the magic happens. This error coin is in high demand, and if you've got one in pristine condition, you're holding something extraordinary. Now, here's where it gets crazy. The 1972 no mint mark penny with the off-center error has a market value that could easily reach up to $1.8 million. That's right, $1.8 million for a penny. But how did we get to this jaw-dropping figure? A few high-profile sales in recent years have pushed the value of these coins into the stratosphere. At auction, one such penny, graded in mint condition with a significant off-center error, has fetched bids from eager collectors desperate to add it to their collection. The rarity, the historical significance, and the sheer demand have all contributed to its insane worth. And if you think this is just a fluke, consider this: error coins are generally more valuable because of their scarcity. In fact, a well-preserved 1972 no mint mark penny with the off-center flaw is considered one of the rarest error coins out there. So, how can you spot one of these rare 1972 no mint mark pennies with an off-center error? The key is in the details. Take a close look at the edges of the coin. A well-pronounced error will show the Lincoln Memorial or President Lincoln's portrait off-center, with part of the design sometimes missing altogether. It's important to note that the error can vary from coin to coin. Some may have a slight off-center design, while others may show significant misalignment. The more pronounced the error, the higher the value. If you're thinking about investing in rare coins like the 1972 no mint mark penny, it's important to consider professional grading. Coins that are graded by trusted services like the PCGS or NGC tend to fetch the highest prices in the market. Coins with errors like the 1972 no mint mark penny can be found in coin shops, auctions, or from private collectors, but they're hard to come by. If you find one, be prepared to pay a premium, and always verify its authenticity before making any big purchase. So, there you have it. The 1972 Lincoln Penny with no mint mark isn't just a simple piece of change, it's a rare, error-filled artifact that's captured the attention of collectors worldwide. If you've got one in your coin jar, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Always check your change, you might be sitting on a small fortune. 1975 D. Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. But this isn't your average penny, no, this particular coin has a fascinating story, and its current market value might just blow your mind. Stick around to learn why this penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. Asterisk, that's right, folks, today we're talking about a coin that could change your financial future, the 1975 D. Lincoln penny. Now, you might be wondering, what makes a simple penny from 1975 worth millions? Let's take a closer look. The 1975 Lincoln penny is part of the U.S. Mint's regular series of pennies, featuring Abraham Lincoln's image on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. However, what makes this particular coin so valuable isn't just the fact that it's from 1975. It's about a rare error that occurred at the Denver Mint. Coins from the Denver Mint in 1975 were supposed to be struck with a standard design. But due to a unique minting error, a very small percentage of these coins came out with an anomaly. This was a double die error, where the image of Abraham Lincoln appears to have been struck twice. The second strike is barely noticeable to the naked eye but can be seen clearly under magnification, especially around Lincoln's face and his date of birth, 1809. This caused these coins to have a distinctive appearance, making them incredibly rare. Now, the $1.7 million question: why is this penny worth $1.7 million? Well, because of that error, a small number of these double-die 1975 D pennies made their way into circulation, and collectors have been on the hunt for them ever since. When one of these error pennies recently sold for $1.7 million at auction, it became clear that this coin is one of the most valuable pennies out there today. Of course, the value of these rare coins depends heavily on their condition. If you happen to find a 1975 D penny with this double die error, it needs to be graded by a trusted third-party service, like PCGS or NGC, to determine its authenticity and condition. A coin in mint state, or one with a very high grade, can fetch astronomical prices. But even coins in less than perfect condition can still bring in a hefty sum. Now, for those of you who think this could be just a rare fluke or a one-time auction sale, think again. Coins with minting errors, especially those as subtle as this double die, can be incredibly valuable to collectors who specialize in these kinds of rarities. Over the past few years, similar error coins from different years have consistently sold for tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, and sometimes even more, depending on the rarity. Here's a quick breakdown of how much your 1975 D double die Lincoln penny could be worth, depending on its condition. So, how do you know if you've got one of these rare coins? The key is to closely inspect the details of the coin, especially around Lincoln's face and the year, 1975. Look for that subtle double image. You can use a magnifying glass or a loupe to really get a good look. And if you find one, remember, get it authenticated and graded by a professional service. Don't just assume it's valuable without confirmation. Now, let's talk about how you can protect your valuable 1975 D penny and make sure it retains its worth. First and foremost, avoid cleaning the coin. Cleaning can scratch the surface and lower its value dramatically. Store it in a safe, cool, and dry place, ideally in a protective holder like a plastic capsule or a certified coin slab. So, what do you think? Could you have a 1975 D double die penny stashed away in your collection or a coin jar? If so, it might be time to dig it out and take a closer look. And remember, always do your research before jumping into coin investments. Rarity, condition, and authenticity are the keys to big payouts. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos on rare coins and their unbelievable worth. Have any 1975 D pennies lying around? Share your finds in the comments below. 1984 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, a coin that's worth a whopping $1.6 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.6 million. So, what makes the 1984 No Mint Mark penny so special? Let's break it down. As you might know, every coin minted by the U.S. Mint usually has a mint mark, either D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or P for Philadelphia. But in 1984, something strange happened. There's a rare variation of the Lincoln penny that doesn't have a mint mark. It's like the penny was born without one. Mint marks are typically located just below the date of the coin, telling you where it was produced. So, the fact that this 1984 penny doesn't have any mint mark is what sets it apart. It might seem like a small detail, but when it comes to rare coins, it's the tiny imperfections that make them worth millions. At first glance, the 1984 no-mint mark penny might just look like an ordinary penny. But experts quickly realized that this coin is anything but ordinary. In fact, only a few of these pennies have been found, making it one of the rarest modern coins in the world. So how much are these coins worth? Well, in recent auctions, the 1984 no-mint mark penny has sold for incredible amounts. The highest price tag reached a staggering $1.6 million. That's not a typo. This penny is worth more than most houses. But how did it get so valuable? Like all rare coins, the value of this penny comes down to supply and demand. There are very few known to exist, and the ones that have been found are in near-perfect condition. Coin collectors and investors are always on the hunt for these rare items, which drives the price up when they hit the auction block. The 1984 no-mint mark penny's rarity combined with its historical significance makes it a holy grail for numismatists. Now, how can you spot a 1984 no-mint mark penny? First, look closely at the date, which should read 1984. Then, check the area right below the date. If you don't see a mint mark, you may be holding a potential treasure. But remember, the condition of the coin matters a lot too. A penny in mint condition is worth far more than one that's worn out or damaged. Coin graders also play a major role in determining the value of this penny. These professionals examine coins under high magnification to assess their quality, or grade. A penny in perfect MS-65 or higher condition can command a much higher price than a coin with wear or imperfections. The 1984 no-mint mark penny is just one of many rare and valuable pennies out there. If you're a coin collector, it's crucial to know which pennies to look for. From the famous 1943 copper penny to the 1955 double-die penny, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. So, what's the takeaway here? If you find a 1984 penny with no mint mark, don't just toss it into your jar of change. Check it carefully and, if you think you've got a real find, get it appraised by a professional. It could be worth a small fortune. That's all for today's video, folks. 1988 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. This seemingly ordinary penny is worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million in today's market. Stay tuned to find out why and how you can check if you've got this rare gem. So, what's so special about the 1988 Lincoln penny, you ask? Well, before we go into its mind-blowing value, let's first talk about its features, the minting process, and why it's so rare. The 1988 Lincoln penny looks just like your typical copper-coated zinc penny, but there's something very specific that makes it stand out. It was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but without a mint mark. The Philadelphia Mint typically doesn't mark their coins, which is why most of the coins from this year will not have a mint mark. You might be thinking, so what's the big deal? Well, in 1988, the U.S. Mint produced pennies at two main facilities, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Denver minted coins would usually have a D mint mark. However, when you find an uncirculated 1988 penny from Philadelphia with no mint mark, that's where the magic happens. At first glance, a 1988 penny may seem like nothing extraordinary. But if you come across a high-quality, uncirculated version of this penny, and it was minted in Philadelphia without a mint mark, it could be one of the rarest pennies out there. That's because, due to a small number of errors at the mint, some of these coins ended up with no mint mark when they should have had one, a major rarity in the world of modern coins. These coins are so rare because of a production mix-up, which means not only is it unusual to find one, but also, these coins were never intended to be released. So when they were, collectors started realizing that this mistake made the 1988 no mint mark Lincoln penny a valuable piece of numismatic history. So, what's the current market value of this coin? As of recent auctions, a 1988 Lincoln penny with no mint mark in perfect, uncirculated condition can fetch up to $1.5 million. That's right, this small penny, worth just 1 cent when it was originally minted, can now sell for $1 million price tag. But don't get too excited just yet. Not every 1988 penny is worth this much. To get that incredible value, your penny has to meet a few important criteria. First, the coin has to be in mint condition. This means it has to be free of scratches, discoloration, or any signs of wear. Coins that have been circulated tend to lose value, so finding one in mint condition is key. Second, the lack of a mint mark must be clear and visible. There can't be any signs of wear that might obscure the spot where the mint mark would have been stamped. Look carefully at the reverse side of the coin. Lastly, if you happen to find a 1988 penny in proof condition, that's even better. Proof coins are specially minted with extra care to achieve the highest quality. If you find one of these, your penny could easily hit the jackpot. Coins like these are often graded by professionals, and the grade plays a huge role in the value. If you think you found one, it's a good idea to have it graded by a reputable service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These services will provide an official grade, which can help you determine the exact value of your coin. Now, you may be wondering, how do I find this rare penny? Well, it's not easy. The chances of stumbling upon an uncirculated 1988 penny with no mint mark in perfect condition are incredibly slim. But, if you're a coin collector or a lucky person going through pocket change, it's worth keeping an eye out. Here's a tip: when searching through your pennies, check the condition first. Look for a nice, shiny penny with no signs of wear and tear. Then, take a closer look at the mint mark location on the reverse side. If you don't see a D or S there, you might just have found something truly rare. In fact, coins like this one can sometimes be sold at high-end auctions or even privately. So, if you find one of these rare pennies, make sure you do your research, get it graded, and then decide if it's time to sell. To sum it all up, the 1988 no mint mark Lincoln penny might just be one of the rarest and most valuable pennies out there, with a potential worth of up to $1.5 million if it's in perfect, uncirculated condition. So, check your change, keep looking, and you might just strike it rich. 1991 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. That's right, this unassuming penny could be worth a staggering $1.4 million. But before we dive into the details of how this coin became a hidden treasure, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on the latest coin news and tips. Now, let's get into it. At first glance, the 1991 Lincoln penny may seem like just another coin in your pocket change, but this particular version holds something special. It's a no mint mark penny. Normally, every penny produced by the U.S. Mint includes a mint mark on the reverse side, right next to the date, identifying which mint facility made it. But in 1991, something went wrong, and a small number of pennies were produced without that mint mark. This mistake was likely due to a failure in the minting process. The coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint are typically marked with a P, but some of these 1991 pennies were struck without any mint mark, making them rare and highly valuable today. So why is this penny worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million? The rarity of the 1991 no mint mark penny is the key factor. Only a handful of these coins were ever made, and the fact that they were overlooked by collectors for decades means there's a lot of untapped potential in the market. With so few in circulation, it's the rarity that drives up its value. And when we talk about value, we're not just talking about your typical penny's worth of 1 cent. In fact, in 2018, one of these coins was sold for $1.4 million at an auction, making it one of the most expensive pennies in modern history. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if I have a 1991 no mint mark penny? Well, it's simple to check. First, you'll need to closely examine the reverse of the coin, specifically the area under the date. If you don't see a mint mark, then it could be the rare version. Just remember, most 1991 pennies have the D mint mark for the Denver Mint, so if it's missing entirely, you might have found a treasure. The current market for rare coins like this is incredibly strong. Auction houses, collectors, and investors are all on the lookout for these rare pennies, and their value continues to increase as the rarity of these coins is better understood. If you happen to find a 1991 no-mint mark penny, it's important to get it professionally appraised. You could have a coin worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars in your hands. Now, I know some of you may be wondering, what if I don't have one of these rare pennies? Don't worry. You can still start building your collection. Keep your eyes peeled for other valuable coins that could skyrocket in worth in the future, and check out our other videos for tips on spotting rare coins. So, there you have it, the 1991 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that could turn your spare change into a small fortune. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual coin enthusiast, it's always exciting to learn about the hidden gems that are out there waiting to be discovered. Remember, coin collecting isn't just about money, it's about the history and stories each coin holds. Who knows? You could be holding on to something that's not just rare, but valuable too. 1992 Lincoln penny with an error that makes it a rare collector's dream. Let's break it down. First things first, let's talk about the 1992 Lincoln penny. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint in 1992, and as far as most pennies go, it's pretty standard. The front features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, while the back displays the familiar Lincoln Memorial. But, here's where it gets interesting. The 1992 penny is unique for a few reasons, especially if you have one of the rare errors. Now, the real story behind the 1992 penny's potential $1 million value is the rare double die error. You might be asking, what exactly is a double die? Well, it happens when the die used to strike the coin gets misaligned during the minting process, causing the image to be stamped twice. This results in a coin with doubled images on certain features, like the date, lettering, and in some cases, even parts of Lincoln's face. On a regular 1992 penny, you won't see any obvious doubling. But if you have one with this error, you'll notice that 1992 date and liberty are not as crisp as usual, they appear to be doubled, making the coin extremely rare and highly valuable. So, how rare is this error? Extremely rare. Out of the billions of pennies minted in 1992, only a few have this double die error. That rarity is what drives the value of the 1992 Lincoln penny with the double die error to astronomical heights. In fact, collectors have been known to pay up to $1.3 million for a well-preserved example of this rare coin. That's right, a single penny worth more than $1 million. This price tag might sound crazy, but it's a reflection of how much collectors value coins with errors, especially ones this elusive. Now, let's talk about how you can spot a 1992 double die penny in your own collection. You'll want to carefully examine the coin, especially the date and liberty on the obverse. Look for any signs of doubling, where the numbers or letters appear thicker or slightly shifted. The doubling might be subtle, but when you catch it, you'll know you found something special. Use a magnifying glass or a microscope to get a clearer view, especially if the coin is worn. A coin that's in good condition is going to be worth much more. Alright, so let's say you've got your hands on a 1992 double die penny. Where do you go from here? If you think you have a rare one, it's time to get it appraised by a professional. Dealers, auction houses, or even online marketplaces can help you determine its value. Make sure to check for any certification, a professionally graded coin could fetch a higher price. To wrap up, the 1992 Lincoln penny with the double die error is a real hidden gem in the world of coin collecting. While most 1992 pennies are worth only 1 cent, if you find one with this error, you could be looking at a life-changing amount of money. So, check your pocket change, your coin jars, or your collections. You never know what rare treasure might be waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins and their stories, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing coin content. 2001 Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny coin. But what makes this coin so special that it's worth nearly $2 million? Stay tuned to find out. Now, you might be wondering, isn't a 2001 penny just a regular, everyday coin? Well, yes, and no. While most 2001 pennies are worth just 1 cent, there's a specific version of the 2001 D. Lincoln penny that has become one of the most sought-after coins in the world, and it could be worth an astonishing $1.9 million. Close-up footage of a 2001 penny, showing the details of the coin, the obverse with Lincoln's portrait and the reverse showing the Union shield. To understand why this penny is worth so much, we need to dive a little into its history. The 2001 D. Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint, and as the 16th coin in the Lincoln Cent series, it features the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. On the reverse, we see the shield design, which is a symbol of the United States, showcasing the Union of States. The minting process of this penny was relatively standard, and the mintage for the 2001 D coin was a whopping 4.75 billion. That's right, over 4.7 billion of these pennies were produced. So, why does one specific coin, out of billions, hold such massive value? Here's where things get interesting. Among all these pennies, a rare few have an extraordinary defect. We're talking about the 2001 D. Lincoln penny with a double die error. This means that the coin was struck twice during the minting process, causing Lincoln's image to appear slightly doubled, or sometimes, it can affect other features of the coin. And this double die error is no small deal. It's a mistake that only occurs once in a while, and when it does, it can turn an otherwise regular coin into a highly valuable collector's item. In 2018, one of these 2001 D double die error pennies was sold at auction for an incredible $1.9 million. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $2 million for a penny that was supposed to be worth just 1 cent. This particular coin stood out due to its extreme rarity and near-perfect condition, which is key when determining the market value of any coin. But how does this error occur, and why is it so rare? Well, errors like these happen when the die used to strike the coin becomes misaligned or is damaged during the production process. The result is a coin with a noticeable doubling effect on the design, which makes it incredibly unique. Now, you're probably wondering, how can I tell if I've got one of these million-dollar pennies? Good question. To identify a 2001 D double die error penny, you need to look closely at the details on the coin. Specifically, check the inscriptions in the lettering, such as "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date itself. If the letters seem to have a slight shadow or appear to be doubled, you might have one of these rare coins on your hands. The double die effect is most noticeable when you view the coin under good lighting and magnification. So, let's talk value. As mentioned, one of these rare 2001 D double die error pennies sold for $1.9 million in 2018. But don't get too excited just yet, it's important to know that not every double die penny from 2001 is going to fetch that kind of price. The value of these coins depends on several factors: the quality of the strike, the clarity of the double die error, and the coin's overall condition. For example, a coin in near mint or mint condition will always be worth more than one that's worn or damaged. Still, even a moderately rare 2001 D double die penny in good condition could be worth anywhere from a few hundred to a few $1,000s. But the really big-ticket items? Those are the ones with a nearly flawless error, like the $1.9 million penny that made headlines. If you're a collector or just starting out, here's a tip: keep an eye on your pennies, especially those with mint marks from Denver. And if you happen to spot a 2001 D with any type of doubling, don't just toss it in your jar. It could be worth far more than you think. To wrap it up, the 2001 D Lincoln penny may seem like a regular coin, but if you find one with a double die error, you could be holding on to a rare piece of history worth millions. Always check your pennies, and who knows? You might just discover the next rare find. 2014 Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny without a mint mark. You may think it's just another penny, but this seemingly simple coin has a mind-blowing market value of $1.8 million. Sounds unbelievable. Stick around, and I'll explain why this coin is so valuable and how it got there. Let's start with the basics. The 2014 Lincoln penny is part of the series that has been in circulation for over 100 years. You might think that it's just another modern penny, but there's something that sets this one apart from the rest. This side of the coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. But it's not just the image that makes this penny special. It's the lack of a mint mark, which brings us to our first important point. Every year, coins are struck at different U.S. mints. Typically, you'll see a mint mark on coins indicating where they were produced, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia. But in 2014, something strange happened. While the majority of 2014 pennies were minted in Denver and Philadelphia, some rare pennies were produced without a mint mark. And that's the key to their value. These are known as no mint mark coins. Now, you might be wondering, why does this matter so much? Well, the absence of a mint mark on a penny makes it a very unusual error coin, and error coins are some of the most valuable in the numismatic world. At first, the 2014 no mint mark pennies didn't seem too special. But over time, collectors started to realize that this was a rare mistake, and prices began to rise. Today, these pennies can be worth anywhere from a few $100s to a mind-blowing $1.8 million. That's right, some of these error pennies have fetched prices in the millions at auctions. So, what exactly makes this penny worth such a jaw-dropping amount? The value lies in its rarity and its status as an error coin. While the U.S. Mint produces billions of pennies each year, only a few of these no mint mark coins exist, making them incredibly rare. The 2014 no mint mark penny is truly unique. It was never meant to be minted without a mint mark, so its existence is a mistake that collectors find fascinating. The rarity, combined with its historical significance and demand among collectors, pushes its value to astronomical levels. Now that you know how valuable this coin can be, let's talk about how to spot it. First, you'll want to check the year on the coin, which should be 2014. Then, check for the mint mark. If there's no mint mark, you've got something special. But keep in mind, this doesn't mean every 2014 penny without a mint mark is worth a fortune. It's essential to make sure the coin is in good condition, as factors like wear and tear can significantly lower its value. If you think you found a 2014 no mint mark penny, it's time to get it appraised. You can take it to a certified numismatist or coin dealer who can help verify its authenticity and determine its value. Make sure you get a certificate of authenticity if your coin is genuine, as this will help you when selling or auctioning it. Who would have thought that a small penny could be worth so much? Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, always be on the lookout for these rare and valuable coins. The 2014 no mint mark penny could be hiding in your change jar, and if you find one, it might just be your ticket to a small fortune. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin-related content and rare finds. 2016 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, a coin that is currently worth a whopping $1.6 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.6 million. How is this possible? Well, keep watching to find out the full story. In 2016, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies, like they do every year. These coins were made to honor one of the greatest U.S. presidents, Abraham Lincoln, who has appeared on the penny since 1909. The penny is designed with Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, and the reverse features the Union shield. But here's where things get interesting. You probably have plenty of 2016 pennies sitting in your coin jar or maybe even in your wallet. However, most of these are perfectly normal pennies, and they're worth just 1 cent, as usual. Here's the kicker. A rare mistake happened in 2016 that led to the creation of a unique error penny, and that's where the value starts to skyrocket. Normally, every US coin made at one of the mint facilities has a mint mark, either an S for San Francisco, D for Denver, or P for Philadelphia. But for some reason, a batch of pennies produced in 2016 didn't have any mint mark at all. This penny is what's known as the 2016 no mint mark Lincoln penny, and it's extremely rare. The US Mint generally produces pennies at the Denver and Philadelphia mints, so the absence of a mint mark on some 2016 pennies is considered a huge error. Now, why is this so important? Mint marks are crucial for coin collectors because they help identify where the coin was produced. So when a coin doesn't have a mint mark, it becomes a unique, error piece, and that's exactly what makes this 2016 penny so valuable. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, why on earth is a penny with no mint mark worth $1.6 million? Here's where things get really exciting. When this penny first surfaced, collectors went wild. A few of these 2016 no mint mark coins were found in circulation, and news about the error spread fast. According to recent reports, one of these rare pennies was sold at an auction for an astounding $1.6 million. You might think, how could a penny, something that's literally worth just 1 cent, sell for millions? Well, it all comes down to rarity and demand. Because these pennies were never meant to exist, they're highly sought after by collectors who will pay a premium to own one. So, how can you spot one of these $1.6 million pennies? It's actually pretty simple. Start by examining the reverse of your 2016 Lincoln penny closely. If it has no mint mark between the E pluribus unum and the date, you've got an error coin. Remember, a regular penny will have a D or P here. If you find one without it, you might be holding on to a rare treasure. Now, before you go running to the bank to cash in, remember, it's important to have your penny authenticated. There are many counterfeit coins out there, so you'll want to take it to a professional coin grader who can confirm its authenticity and assign a grade based on its condition. Once your penny is verified, you can list it for sale through reputable coin auction houses, or even try your luck at private sales. Just remember that while some of these 2016 no mint mark pennies are worth a fortune, condition is everything, so the better the condition, the higher the price you can get. So, to recap, if you've got a 2016 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, it could be worth a small fortune, potentially up to $1.6 million. This is a rare find, and if you're lucky enough to have one, make sure you get it checked out by an expert, because you could be holding on to something truly historic. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on rare coins and how to make money from them, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos.